Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परिहंसकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शीला प्रभुपाद की, इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य शीला प्रभुपाद की, नमाचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So, welcome to the morning Bhagavatam class. So, today we are reciting the verse from Canto 3, chapter 29, and the text 13. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 13. Please repeat with me. Salokya Sarishti Samipya Sarupyaikatvam api uta Diyamanam na grahnanti Vina matsevanam janaha Salokya sarishti samipya Sarupyaikatvam api uta Diyamanam na grananti Vina matsevanam jana Salokya sarishti samipya Sarupyaikatvam api uta Diyamanam na grananti Vina matsevanam jana. Prabhuji. Salokya sarishti samipya Sarupyaikatvam api uta Diyamanam na grananti Vina matsevanam jana. Salokya sarishti samipya Sarupyaikatvam api uta Diyamanam na grunanti Vina matsevanam jana. Salokya sarishti samipya Sarupyaikatvam api uta Diyamanam na grunanti Vina matsevanam jana. Salokya sarishti samipya Sarupyaikatvam api uta Diyamanam na grananti Vina matsevanam jana. Word to word meaning. Salokya, living on the same planet. Sarishti, having the same opulence. Samipya, to be a personal associate. Sarupya, having the same bodily features. Ekatvam, oneness. Api, also. Uta, even. Diyamanam, being offered. Na, not. Grananti, do accept. Vina, without. Mat, my. Sevanam, devotional service. Jana, pure devotees. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation, please repeat with me. A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation. Salokya, Sarishti, Samipya, Sarupya or Ekatva, even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport, please listen. Lord Chaitanya teaches us how to execute pure devotional service out of spontaneous love for Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Sikshastaka, he prays to the Lord, O Lord, I do not wish to gain from you any wealth, nor do I wish to have a beautiful wife, nor do I wish to have many followers. All I want from you is that in life after life, I may remain a pure devotee at your lotus feet. There is a similarity between the prayers of Lord Chaitanya and the statements of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya prays in life after life, indicating that a devotee does not even desire the cessation of birth and death. The yogis and empiric philosophers desire cessation of the process of birth and death. But a devotee is satisfied to remain even in this material world and execute devotional service. It is clearly stated herein that a pure devotee does not desire ekatva, oneness with Supreme Lord, as desired by the impersonalist, the mental speculators and meditators. To become one with Supreme Lord is beyond the dream of a pure devotee. Sometimes he may accept promotion to the Vaikuntha planet to serve the Lord there, but he will never accept the merging into the Brahman effulgence, which he considers worse than hellish. Such ekatva or merging into the effulgence of the Supreme Lord is called kaivalya, but the happiness desired from kaivalya is considered by a pure devotee to be hellish. The devotee is so fond of rendering service to the Supreme Lord that the 5 kinds of liberation are not important to him. If one is engaged in pure transcendental loving service to the Lord, it is understood that he has already achieved the 5 kinds of liberation. When a devotee is promoted to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, he receives 4 kinds of facilities. One of these is Salokya, living on the same planet as the Supreme Personality. The Supreme Person, in his different plenary expansions, lives in innumerable Vaikuntha planets, and the chief planet is Krishna Loka. Just as within the material universe, the chief planet is the sun, in the spiritual world, the chief planet is Krishna Loka. From Krishna Loka, the bodily effulgence of the Lord Krishna is distributed not only to the spiritual world but to the material world as well. It is covered by matter. However, in the material world, in the spiritual world, there are innumerably Vaikuntha planets, and on each one, the Lord's predominant deity. Lord is the predominating deity. A devotee can be promoted to one such Vaikuntha planet to live with Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Sarishti, liberation, the opulence of the devotees is equal to the opulence of Supreme Lord. Samipya means to the personal associate of the Supreme Lord. In Sarupya, liberation, the bodily features of the devotee are exactly like those of Supreme Person, but for 2 of 3 symptoms found exclusively on the transcendental body of the Lord. Srivatsas, for example, the hair on the chest of the Lord particularly distinguishes him from his devotees. A pure devotee does not accept these 5 kinds of spiritual existence, even if they are offered, he certainly does not hanker after material benefits, which are all insignificant in comparison with the spiritual benefits. When Prahlad Maharaj was offered some material benefits, he stated, "My Lord, I have seen that my father achieved all kinds of material benefits, and even the demigods were afraid of his opulence. But still, in a second, you have finished his life and all his material prosperity. For a devotee, there is no question of desiring any material or spiritual prosperity. He simply aspires to serve the Lord. That is the highest happiness. Okay, let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pramami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chait Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Welcome once again. So today is the first day of Purushottam month. So I hope everyone will do more austerity and service throughout the month and get the benefit of this Purushottam month. So in today we are continuing the discussion of Devahuti and Kapila Muni, and in today's verse we are talking about the pure devotion. So while discussing this pure devotional aspects, we also will touch on the Purushottam month, how it helps in our pure devotion. So we'll briefly touch on that as well. So the Devahuti and Kapila Muni are continuing discussing the discussion, and today and yesterday and today's words they are talking about discussing, and Kapila Muni is explaining about the pure devotion. And before that, the Kapila Muni was explaining since the topic is the explanation of devotional service, the path of devotional service he was explaining. And in the previous verses, we were discussing about devotion with the different modes. Devotion with the ignorance, devotion in mode of passion, devotion in the mode of goodness. We discussed in the previous verses. And then yesterday I think it started pure devotion, and today it started continuing the pure devotion. So let's briefly discuss on the devotion in mode of ignorance. So when we do the devotion in the mode of ignorance, what we will have in our heart, we will have enviousness or grudge on someone else, and the devotion we will perform. Example, how we can understand this? So suppose if a devotee is doing, like she or he, the devotee is offering like Chappan Bhog, 56 offerings to the Lord. And if you say that, okay, that devotee offered 56, I should offer more. So you will have a feeling that, okay, they have offered 56, I should offer more than what she is offering. So she may be having some material envious. Okay, why she can only offer, I can also offer. Like that, you will have some kind of envious nature or some kind of grudge on them. And then you may offer 110 offers like that you may make. So this is a devotion, but still your driving factor is someone else is doing better than you, and you have a material contamination kind of thing where you wanted to do better, more than what she is offering. Like that is a comparison. That's why you will have envious and grudge. It's not straightforward devotion. You will have some in the heart, you will have some grudge on that person. To prove that I am better than you, you will do this. That is the one kind of devotion in mode of ignorance. And when you do the devotion in mode of passion, what you will see? You will look for name and fame. You want to do the devotional service to get name. So if someone is speaking Bhagavatam, okay, you wanted to prove that, okay, I am speaking better than anyone else. Right? That kind of company. Or someone is doing a nice, good in making parathas or gulab jamun. Right? So people will tell, Prabhuji, you are making nice parathas. Prabhuji, you are making nice gulab jamun. So what you will get? You will get some pride. Right? That is, though you are doing a devotion for Krishna and the devotees, but your inner feeling is pride and like some kind of pride. You are looking for some name. You feel happy when people are glorifying. Right? This is one example we can think of, like devotion in terms of passion. And the devotion in terms of goodness. This is what generally most of us we follow. What we try to do? We have so much baggage of karma from past life and the current life. So many reactions are pending, right? So all we do the devotional service to remove all our bad karma so we have some desire inside to clear our bad karmas and progress in the devotion. So this kind of thing, we can take some brief examples to understand this devotion. Everything is devotion, but the minute variation based on your consciousness, how you are thinking. Right? That is what sometimes if you are having the ignorant and envious on other people, it will become a ignorance. If you are trying to say name and prestige, it will become a passion. And when you are just doing to progress in bhakti, it is like a goodness. We can say these are now in today's verse and last verse, the pure devotion, how it is different from remaining first three. Right? In pure devotion, you will not have any desire on your own. You don't have any selfish desire. Not even you wanted to get rid of your sinful activities. You don't feel that as well. What you do? All you do is for the pleasure of Krishna, to satisfy Krishna. That is the motive when you do devotion. Then that is a pure devotion. Example, we can think of gopis in the Vrindavan. One day, Narada Muni visited Krishna. And Krishna is suffering with headache. We all know the pastime, but it is relevant in this connection to understand the pure devotion. So he was having headache. And Narada Muni was asking, how can we remove your headache? Then Krishna mentioned that, okay, you get the dust from the feet of a devotee, my devotees. Then Narada Muni approached various people, devotees. What everybody is saying, they know that, okay, Krishna is suffering headache, but if I give dust from my feet, I will get sinful reaction. I will go to hell. That is what everybody was. He approached many devotees. Everybody is saying the same reason. No, I will get sinful reaction. I don't want to give dust. It's a sinful reaction. I will get reaction. So they are not giving any dust from. But then finally Narada Muni approached gopis. And gopis said, yes, they are very happily ready to give the dust from their lotus feet. Even for one moment headache is gone, they are happy. So they are happy to give any amount of dust from their lotus feet to get the relief from headache for the Lord. So then Narada Muni asked, everybody was asking whether that they will get a sinful reaction if they give dust from their lotus feet to but why are you not afraid of that sinful reactions? Then Gopi is saying that we don't care what happened to ourselves. Even if we go to hellish planets, we don't mind. If Krishna's headache is gone, that is our main objective. We don't mind where we go if we give the dust from our feet. But all they wanted is Krishna's headache to be removed. Right? This is what a devotee, pure devotee, will think. That Krishna's happiness, Krishna's pleasure is important. They don't bother what is happening to their karma, the destination, where they are going, what is happening. They don't mind. All they wanted to do is keep Krishna happy. And when I was explaining, I was remembering another pastime from Ramanujacharya also. Ramanujacharya, his spiritual master gave a mantra, and Astakshari mantra, Om Namo Narayana. Right? And he got that, but the spiritual master told that, this is a very secret mantra, not everybody can recite. So, but if you tell this mantra to anyone, you will go to hellish planet. You will suffer the reaction and you will go to hellish planet. Then Ramanujacharya coming back from his guru after taking mantra Diksha, he saw the temple and he went to top of the temple and he started reciting mantra. So that he said, today I am having a precious jewel, please come and listen. Then first he announced it, then everybody assembled, and when everyone assembled, then he started reciting mantra. Then everybody was getting the benefit. They are betting, when they are reciting, they are feeling the devotional symptoms in their body. So when his spiritual master was very upset, I told very clearly, you should not reveal this mantra to anyone. Why you did so many, you cheated Guru and you will have definitely sinful reaction. Then Ramanujacharya told, then he asked forgiveness and he told that, I am happy to go to hellish planet, but these many people have benefited by chanting the mantra. So that is what the pure devotion we can see. So this is when you do the pure devotion, you will not look for name, fame, anything. All you look is, all you see is pleasing Krishna, pleasing Radha Gopinath. Right? That is the motive of, that is the consciousness we keep when we do pure devotion. Devotion and goodness, what I was giving the example is like, see, you wanted to get rid of your sins and you want to go back to Godhead. That could be, we can think that is one example I could see. But this pure devotion is, you are just doing for Krishna. You will not have any selfish desire. Even it is a bhakti also, you will not have that selfish desire in your heart. You will do only for pleasing Krishna. So that is how we can understand the way. Now, even we can think of Arjuna as well. Right? Arjuna was initially, he was thinking that when I kill, when in a battlefield, he was thinking that I have to kill all my grandparents and teacher and brothers, right? He was not willing to do. But when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, and he was completely convinced, and he was fighting against their guru, relatives and brothers, grandfather, right? So that's how they are doing everything for the pleasure of Krishna. Like that we can refer many examples. This is how we can understand what is pure devotion, right? You will have only goal to please Krishna, nothing else. That is the state consciousness of a pure devotee. Now, in coming back to the liberations which mentioned in today's verse, so we are doing devotion. If you, the Kapila Muni was explaining this devotion. When we understand that, if you trace back, the question started from Devahuti, right? She was she was saying that her senses are completely involved in material activities. She fed up with those activities. She wanted to come out of this material conditioning nature, right? What is the problem with this conditioning nature? When you are in the material world, your mind is conditioned. You are not in devotional path, right? What is happening? Whatever activity you do, it will be like in Bhagavad Gita, we know karma, vikarma and akarma, right? So when you are in conditioned state, you do karma or vikarma, right? As a result, what will happen? For every action you perform, you have to take the reaction. And you have to take the reaction, you have to take another birth. So that is how you will be having the repeated birth and death cycle. Now, this is how the conditioned nature. And to come out of this conditioned nature, we have to do akarma. Akarma is nothing but devotional service. You do everything, whatever activity you do in keeping the Krishna in the center. You do, so that it will become, you will not get any sinful reaction. Then, once all your sins are cleared, then you will be able to go back to Godhead. Right? That is our understanding when we come to the Krishna consciousness. This is how the knowledge we receive. Now we go to the back to Godhead, means where exactly we are going. That is where in today's verse it is explaining. When we do pure devotion, you will have there are 5 kinds of liberation mentioned, right? So you will be going to any of these 5. But in one is there, the ekatvam, right? That is mainly devotees, people who are meditating on impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Those who are trying to meditate on Brahma Jyoti, they wanted to merge with Brahman effulgence, right? That is one. But for the devotees who are, generally we do the personal form, we perform devotional service, we see the Krishna's personal form and we establish relation with Krishna's form, right? So, for the remaining 4 liberations, It is for the devotees. Those are the, what are the four? Remaining four. Sarishti means achieving the opulence equal to the Lord. Sarupya, having a form like that of the Lord. So first one, same opulence like a Lord. So that is Sarishti. And the Sarupya means having form like a Lord. Like if you remember in Krishna's part times, that Pondrak is there. Pondrak was there, right? He wanted to have the form like Krishna. He wanted Krishna is like, he says, I am the original Krishna. Actually, he says original Krishna is not real Krishna, right? He wanted to, but when he left the body, he got this kind of opulence, Sarupya, right? He will be having a form like Krishna, Vishnu. And Samipya, living a personal associate of the Lord. And Salokya means living on a Vaikuntha planet. Like if you remember the Putana got, she came as a mother, but she's a demon, she came as a mother, but when Krishna killed her, but when Krishna was recognized her motherly nature, so since she came as a Krishna's mother, because of that she delivered Krishna delivered Putana. But where she got same Salokya. She became a maid servant in Goloka. Right? She was living on the same planet, but not close to the Krishna, but in the same planet, she was a maid servant. Like that's so we have some of the examples. And this is the Aikatva, the Sayuja, isn't it? Merging into the Brahman. That is a impersonal liberation where we don't generally, devotees don't look for those aspects. But so these are the four, I think from the five, we can take only the devotees who are meditating on personal, who are performing devotional service on the personal form of Krishna. They will be getting the four, the Sarishti, Sarupya, Samipya and Salokya. Except merging into the Brahman, remaining four devotees we are. So when we say going back to the Godhead means we get these kind of destinations based on these categories. Now, so one thing we have to understand. There are four bona fide sampradayas in as per our way in scriptures, which will help take us go back to Godhead, right? So we have a Brahma Madhava, this is our sampradaya, which is Gaudiya sampradaya, Brahma Madhava sampradaya, and then Lakshmi Sri sampradaya, and Kumara sampradaya, and Rudra sampradaya. These are all the four sampradayas which you follow, then those sampradayas will take you back to the Godhead. So, which we will getting these kind of liberations. We are eligible for these kind of liberations. Not only that, Krishna, we will reciprocate with Krishna. The Krishna and devotees will have a loving exchange relation, different rasas. Dasya Bhava, Sakya, Madhurya, and there are 5 different rasas, right? So based on your rasa and based on the path which sampradaya you use, you may be getting any of these 4 liberations. This is, but in our case, when Gaudiya Sampradaya, our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in 500 years back. Because generally, as per Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuga yuga. That is a famous verse everybody know in Bhagavad Gita. What it means? So, Paritranaya, to protect sadhus and kill demons and to establish dharma, he will appear again and again. That's why we see Rama, Narasimha, Krishna, Varaha, many people came and they killed demons and they established dharma. But in case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he did? He did not kill any demons, but he tried to kill the demon, demon nature he tried to kill. Rather than demon killing the person, but he tried to kill the demonic nature. So what he said, that's he in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he appeared, he wanted to teach us how to become a devotee, how to be a devotee, how to be a pure devotee. Like if you see the Sikshastakam, so if you see the Sikshastakam 4th verse, Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim, Kavitamba Jagadisha Kamaye, Mamajan Mani Janmaneshware, Bhavatar Bhaktir Ahitaki Twayi. So, O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. So, this is what Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sikshastakam prayers mentioned. What is, we are not looking for any wealth or any family or any followers. We don't want any all these things, right? I only want your devotional service, birth after birth. What it means? It doesn't matter where I will be going, whether I am going these 4 liberations, or I will be going to the hellish planet, or I will be continuing in the material world. I don't mind. All I wanted is devotion. I want to serve you. I wanted to perform service to the Lord. That is the single-handed motive. That is what the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us. We need to develop this kind of mood. This is the pure devotion. This kind of mood we have to develop. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us. When we see all the four liberations, we don't mind where we are going. So that's why the devotees, Krishna's devotees, they look for Krishna Prema and they do perform devotional service. And with that mode, they don't mind whether I am getting Sarishti, Samipya, Salokya, it doesn't matter where. And if you are going to the hellish planet, by Krishna's arrangement, you have to go and preach him hellish planet something, you will be ready. Or you say again, take this repeated in this Kali Yuga material world is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. That every time, Padam, every moment we will have dangerous things, right? But if God wanted us to stay in this material world and do the service, He will be ready. He doesn't matter, He doesn't mind where He is doing. Wherever He is there, He will be performing His devotional service. So that is the mood of a pure devotee. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioning. Like in Srimad Bhagavatam also, I think that I got some references. Not only the devotees already followed this kind of a path. Like in Maharaj Prutu, he was describing some 4th canto, 24th chapter, verse 24. He prays to the Supreme Lord, Personality of Godhead. Said, "My dear Lord, if after taking liberation, I have no chance of hearing the glories of your lotus lordship, glories chanted by pure devotee from the core of their hearts in praise of your lotus feet, and I have no chance for this honey of transcendental bliss, then I shall never ask for liberation or this so-called spiritual emancipation. I shall simply always pray unto you, lotus lordship, that you may give me millions of tongues and millions of ears so that I can constantly chant the and hear of your transcendental glories." This is Prithu Maharaj mentioning in Bhagavatam, right? He doesn't want any kind of liberation if he is not getting any chance to glorify the Lord. If he is not getting chance to hear Sri Krishna Katha, he doesn't want any kind of liberation. Rather, you give me thousands of heads and tongues so that I can glorify. So, this is how the pure devotees think. And now, when we start our devotional journey, Krishna conscious, like, so we get that, first we understand that, okay, we have to go back to God. This is the material world. We are suffering here. This is not our place. We have to go back to Godhead. So with that, this is the knowledge, initial knowledge we get. And we continue devotions. Now here it is saying that when we should not look for going back to Godhead, we only need to look for this performing devotional service, right? These are the two contradicting things. How we can understand what is right, what is wrong, right? Both are right. This is why we need to understand how these are how we can understand this is like, suppose you are studying any subject. Take a subject maths, right? The knowledge you will not, on the day 1 or day 2, you will not go back to the highest level of maths concepts, right? If you started today, and today, by end of today, you will not understand the the mathematical things which are there in post-graduation or which are there in PhD level, right? You will gradually start. First you will start with numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you will start with addition, subtraction. Then you start with multiplication. Then you go to algebra and then trigonometry and many other math things you will start learning. Then you will go to graduation level concepts, more advanced topics, and then you go to post. So there's a gradual process. It takes time to reach from the 0 to the PhD level or the postgraduate level. And same way, this spiritual knowledge, when we come, you will start same thing. This is same analogy we can apply here. When you are in the conditioned nature, material world, you are getting the basic knowledge. You are not the body, you are the soul. And then you will understand that, okay, in order to, this material world is very miserable state and this is a temporary world, then you need to go back to Godhead. The next level knowledge you will, then you have to perform the devotion to go back to Godhead. When we go back to the Vaikuntha planet, where there are no miseries. You will not come back to Bulok again material plane. So this is what, and then you will start doing the devotional service. This is the establishing your ground level base, right? Then you will continue your devotion. When you keep on continuing the devotion, Krishna told in Chatusloki Bhagavad Gita, right? He will reveal within your heart the more knowledge. You got the basic knowledge, and when you perform devotion, Krishna and other through various forms, within heart or through other devotees, you will get more and more knowledge, you more advanced knowledge. So you will progress in your devotion, you will reach advanced state. When you reach the advanced state of devotion, well, all anarthas were removed, then you will be thinking that then you will develop the consciousness that you don't want any kind of liberation all the time. I wanted to serve Krishna, I wanted to please Krishna. So that consciousness, so it's a gradual progression, like how you study subjects gradually. So initial stages, your knowledge is that, but it's like that next level, advanced level, you feel that, okay, I don't mind where I am going after this life, I only want to perform devotional service. That it's a consciousness which will come voluntarily within you, right? It's nobody will force you to tell that, okay, I don't want any liberation, I want. So it's a progression which will come from within your heart, and the state is where you will see that, okay, I don't mind where I am going after this life, I only want to the pure devotion. This kind of consciousness you will be developing when you perform the devotion sincerely. When you pure devotion, you will be going to the when you reach advanced state, when anarthas are removed, you will having this kind of consciousness. So now I want to briefly touch upon the Purushottam month. So how we can apply how Purushottam month helps, right? See, generally we see we performing the devotional service every day. We do chanting, reading, everything we are doing. So gradually we progress. All our anarthas will be removed, and we will be making a progress in the devotion. But it's a gradual, long process. Now, when we see in the market, like recently, in financial year ended, like when you see the markets, advertisements, end of the financial year sale, right? What you will do? They were selling the items for very cheap. Previously you were buying for $100, and now they will give for $50. Right? And again it will come sometime in November, Black Friday sale, something will come, where again they will give the lesser price. On a normal days you will pay more prices, but in this time, so like that, right? This Purushottam month also, Krishna is giving this month same way, say like a sale, where in the normal time, whatever you do, you will get more 1,000 times more benefit, the mercy from Krishna when you perform in Purushottam month. So that's why when you get the 1,000 times more benefit, means your progress will be faster. So that when what you need to look for pure devotion. You expect pure devotion, you seek only pure devotion from Krishna. When you perform this devotion in the Purushottam month, you will get more benefits. So your progress journey will be, spiritual journey will be faster, right? So that is one advantage. But why this Purushottam month is occurring? Like it comes every 3 years, after every 3 years, right? So the reason is as per our Vedic philosophy, why this Purushottam month is coming? Like we have the two calendars, lunar calendar and solar calendar, right? Based on the sun movements around the orbit and based on the moon movements around the orbit, these two calculations will be there. But there is a difference, both not having the same time. So the movements like it takes I think the 354 days for the moon to complete for the movement to come. So but it's 354 days to complete the movement. But whereas the sun takes 365 days. So there is a difference of 11 days between these two solar. So that's why the 11 days difference come in these two calendars. Then so when to reconcile these two calendars, so every year 11 days additional, there is a difference of 11 days between the lunar and solar calendar. So after 3 months, it's almost 30 days. It will coming to 32 days, 32 months, 16 days, something it is coming. So they are adding it as a month. So that is why we get Adhik Mas, Purushottam. But what is the importance of this? Like generally people call this as a Mala Mas. Adhik Mas is it's like in general trend, people say we don't need to we should not perform any auspicious things in this month. That was a general people tendency, in karmic people tendency, where they don't want to perform any thing, any auspicious things. We shouldn't perform in this Adhik Mas. But the story behind this is for any month, like all the calendar, Chaitra, Vaishaka, Kartik, all the months where they will have a presiding deity. Yeah, as per our Vedic philosophy, everything is like a personification, like mountain or a deity, anything like if you see, there will be personification. For each thing, there will be a person representing. Similarly, each month, each day will have some predominating deity. So, but when this Adhik Mas came, there was no deity presiding. It's like it comes only once in 3 years, right? So there was no presiding deity was there. So then everybody was neglecting, ignoring, because there is no auspicious things in that month. Everybody is calling Mal Mas, and it's a inauspicious, Adhik Mas, inauspicious thing. So then the presiding the representation of that month, the lady, she was very upset. She was not able to, she is not happy, because everybody is getting proper treatment, whereas this Adhik Mas is not having any auspicious thing. She was crying, and then she went to approach Vishnu. So Vishnu said, yes, I cannot resolve, but I can help you to resolve this problem. Then Vishnu took Adhik Mas to the Supreme Lord Krishna, and Krishna, she was crying. So then Krishna told, I will marry you, you will become my wife, and you will get. So in general, if you see, if wife after marriage, when she goes to husband place, her name will have changed, right? Her husband's name also will be added into the wife's name. Similarly, this Adhik Mas, married to Krishna, who is Purushottam, right? Then the month is Purushottam Mas. It became Purushottam Mas. Not only that, so all the qualities Krishna mentioned that whoever is worshipping me directly, then say whatever benefit you get, the same benefit you will get when you are doing worshipping. When you are doing the spiritual, the devotional service in Adhik Mas, you will get the same benefit. So that is how the Adhik Mas is. Then all the, like every day is auspicious day in the Adhik Mas. So that is where many acharyas also explained, right? When you do Kartik month, whatever normal day you do perform the services, when you perform same services in the Kartik month, it's 100 times auspicious. But when you do perform same thing in Purushottam month, it is 1,000 times more auspicious than in the normal month. So this is how the Purushottam month is coming. So this is the importance of Purushottam month. So take the benefit of, there are many glories and many things there, but we don't have time. But yeah, down the line many people will discuss. So this is the importance of Purushottam month. Please take the advantage of benefit of Purushottam month. Do more any kind of austerity or something. Many people will do coming for Mangalarti every day, or some people will eat 1 meal a day, or some people will avoid eating sweets. So people will take different austerities on this day. So as per your convenience, as per your bodily needs, you choose any of these austerities and try to get the benefit out of this Purushottam month. So it comes in every 3 years. So like we are fortunate that we are all here. So during the Purushottam month, so take the benefit and take the advantage of this Purushottam month, and try to get pure devotion as soon as in a quicker way, in a faster way. So our desire should be to get the pure devotion, perform your devotion in the Purushottam month. With that I will conclude. Any comments? Okay. Granthara Srimad. Sorry, yes, Prabhu. See, I think there are many examples but I don't remember exactly at this moment. But one thing I can say that, so if you do the devotion when you do devotion service with those ignorance or passion, right? It means your heart is still filled with anarthas. As long as you have anarthas in the heart, you will be thinking that way. That you will have envious nature, or you will looking for the fame, because these are all anarthas in our heart. Because we have the past karma is there. Because of past karma, we are getting these anarthas, and these anarthas causing you to think that way. So that is where you will. So when you do this devotion with these anarthas, you will not be progressing. Your progress will be slowed down. So all you need to do, you need to sincerely you do the service without getting those material thoughts, and perform pure devotion. When your all anarthas are removed, then you will progress fast. So because of anarthas, these things will be, you will be doing those kind of service. But so focus is to do the pure devotion service and get rid of those anarthas. Yeah. Example, Dhruva Maharaj, yes, yeah, I can say Dhruva Maharaj, he was having the desire to get the kingdom bigger than his great grandfather Brahma. But and he did the Ashtanga Yoga and the devotion, right? When Vishnu appeared, Dhruva was saying that no, I got enough thing. Your darshan itself is enough. I don't want anything, right? By seeing the Vishnu, Dhruva's mind has transformed everything. So he doesn't want any material things. All he wanted is the devotion, right? So yeah, that is a good example. And Prabhu, and one more thing, like if you see example of Prahlad Maharaj, it's not exactly the example for anything, but if you see, Prahlad Maharaj was there among the demons. Everyone is demon. They are creating so many difficulties to Prahlad Maharaj, right? But still, he is continuing devotion without any disturbing, without getting impacted by those demonic people. So that is where another example of pure devotion. Irrespective of where you are staying, you are among the demons or you are among the pure devotees, you will be continuing the devotion. That is the example of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj. Sorry? Ignorance. Yeah. You can say that Daksha Prajapati. Yes, Prabhu. I am not able to recollect, but yeah, that's true. Daksha Prajapati example, we can take that, yeah. Yeah. So, and the goodness, we know everything, whatever we do. See, yeah. So, my understanding is like, see, the three modes are there. In Shravanam, it will impact in three modes, right? But the modes will not act just like, it's a combination of modes will also happen. Goodness and passion combination, passion and ignorance combination, that also can happen. In that mode also you will have. Not just see it isolated. Within the three modes combination also you can have it. Yeah, Prabhu, this we need to, I need to more analyze, Prabhu. That's, yeah. But this one, I failed to understand that. Yeah, Prabhu, I need to analyze it. I don't have the answer anymore. Okay. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrunda ki jai. Does any of the devotees here have an answer? Permutation combinations, I think that